coming to get you, Barbara. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Barbara.
And we have returned after a long, unexpected 3-week hiatus from the channel. We have been silent. We have been more silent than Ezra Miller's agent a year ago.
Very true. Not my fault either, by the way. So
it's all right.
I won't take any blame.
But it's okay. We've been hammered. It's been a super busy couple of weeks. So I apologize. I was doing really good getting videos out on Tuesdays and stuff, but it's been super busy with work and with life and getting back into the swing of being in teacher mode, and it's been busy. So but the good thing here is that we are moving closer to spooky season.
We
are.
It is
now September, which
means it's the holidays.
Cheers, people.
It's now the holidays, guys.
It is now Christmas is going to be here like tomorrow. No, but we're one step closer to Oktoberfest, which is mind-blowing, which begins on this month. Oktoberfest begins this month.
LOL.
Begins this month on September 29th. All horror content, all month long. We're kicking that off. Listen, we are kicking that off with a monster of a show, and I am so stoked. Can't talk about it yet. Still filling in details.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
We're gonna have. Yeah, you do. What are you talking about? Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
we're gonna have suspense. We're gonna have a couple of really cool guests on the show that
I was like, don't
people
talk about
have
it
been.
If you don't want to talk about it.
That people have been wanting us to have on for a while and wanting to collab with. So we're super stoked about that. But man, it's been 3 weeks. How are you?
Well, I talked to you the other day. You already know what my life is like. Oh, they don't know what my life is like.
They don't know what your life is like. They don't know anything about you, Miguel. Share everything.
As they should.
Share.
There's a level of privacy I like to keep with you guys.
Never mind.
As much as I love you guys, I'm doing great. I hope all of you are doing swell. I hope the season's greetings are about to come true to all of y'all. And I hope you're ready for this fucking fantastic show we got going on.
You want to know something
that we both wanted to do for a very long time, right?
Yes. You want to know something that's going to kind of make you like excited, but also almost sick to your stomach. So I saw on Facebook the other day. So in Gatlinburg in Tennessee, they're putting up their Halloween stuff already. Like pumpkins, all that stuff is going up. But they're already hanging snowflakes and stockings and Santa stuff, and like it's already going up. Like I told my wife, I was like, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas are just going to be like one long, month long celebration.
It's going to be a conglomerate. Like everyone's going to be celebrating something, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, or Halloween.
Well, you throw in Hanukkah and Christmas Eve, and you throw in all Black Friday and all the other stuff in there. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts.
The end of this year is gonna blow down like
as we used to say in high school. It's nuts to butts. It's crazy.
Nuts to butts.
Halloween begins. What's going on, buddy? He says, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry I'm not with you all when you go live. I've been super busy, bro. Same. I took my pop to the gravesite and I cried a lot because it was hard for me to get past that. So guys, forgive me. Sorry, man. Don't ever be sorry about that, man. Take care of you. Take care of your family. Don't ever be sorry about that kind of thing." But we're glad to have you here right now. Flet, what's up, Kyle Curtis Flet? He said, "Hey, Brad, Miguel, hope you were doing well. I'm interviewing Lee Waddle in 15 minutes. That's awesome, dude.
Ooh,
killing it, man. If you haven't subscribed to Flet, go do it." Yeah. So tonight on the show, super fun show. We've wanted to hit the Romero stuff for a really long time. As many of you know, I am a big zombie fan, and you can't talk zombies without talking about what George A. Romero did for the subgenre. I mean, he created the subgenre. Yes, you had a zombie. We've done an entire show on like the history of the zombie. It's still to this day our highest rated episode that we've ever done, and that was back when we were doing pre-recorded content. But it's like it felt like we talked for 4 hours, but really in reality the show is like an hour and a half. It's weird. Because my recollection of us filming that episode was that it took 4 hours. But I think we put so much research into it. Like we covered a lot, like every different era of what a zombie has been. And it's funny because with Night of the Living Dead,
This is pretty much where it
It's
started at all.
right, and it's the perfect example of an indie film that didn't even really know what it was for the longest time. It was originally titled Night of the Flesh Eaters. The original idea was that aliens were going to come to invade Earth and they ate human flesh. Then that got scrapped, and it just kind of manifested and changed as they filmed into what we know now as ghouls. They called them ghouls. They didn't even call them zombies in the film. They called them
Ghouls.
ghouls. The ghouls. Ghouls.
Ghouls.
That's so ghouly. The ghouling
God.
ghoulies. No.
The things you say.
But yeah, it's the perfect example of a film that just, as Bob Ross would say, a happy little accident. You were asleep and then you had a happy little accident and never mind. But you get the idea. So it's kind of crazy. And the cool thing about this watch along is I've got it pulled up on Max right now. In just a second, when we start watching Night of the Living Dead, we can put it up on the screen again because of a happy little accident.
Now, does that mean now? Are we being confirming this shit right now, or are we just
it's confirmed,
testing the waters?
100%.
Okay.
If you type it into to YouTube, it's all over YouTube.
Google.
Like it's public domain because when they released the film, they changed the title to Night of the Living Dead right up until the release. It was Night of the Flesh Eaters for a long time, but what happened was there was already another film called The Flesh Eaters, and they felt like it was too close. They didn't want it to feel like, hey, this is a sequel to this other thing. So they ended up changing the name to Night of the Living Dead, but they didn't change that on the copyright, and they didn't superimpose the right copyright stuff in the final cut of the film, which automatically put the film into public domain. So it's public. Anybody can share it or own it or distribute it however they would like to, and there's no repercussions for it. It's kind of cool. It's cool in this context, and that there's so many copies of it all over the place, and there's been so many different versions, the color version, the black and white version, the remastered version. Like, there's been so many different copies of it. But the only crappy thing is that I think it did kind of gyp Romero and his people, the people that really put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, of a lot of money. I think he could have made a lot more money off this film than he ever did. But
I believe it. I mean, considering
what are you gonna
the
do?
popularity and the achievements that Romero has gotten with this franchise, I'd say he's fine.
Right. Well, and I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, I believe this grossed somewhere in the vicinity of like $30 million by the time it was over, which for a little indie film. I mean, here's the thing. This came out in 1968, and it had a budget of $114,000. Like, they all just kind of chipped in and made it happen. But the thing
I
is,
love that.
yeah, it grossed,
Yeah.
it grossed just over $30 million, which, again, 68, that was huge. Mostly playing in, in the drive-in circuit and stuff like that. I mean, that was a huge, huge deal for back then. When you think of these little indie films, honestly, it's got a lot of similarities to Halloween. I mean, a small group of people who really honestly didn't know exactly what they were doing. I mean, the plot of this movie changed as they filmed it. And I actually listened on my way home the other day. I listened to the 40th anniversary documentary, and a lot of the filmmakers and the cast and crew that worked on it were like, we didn't see the need to have a finished script before we went to camera. We just went into production, and it kind of manifested and changed and became what it became throughout us making the movie. So it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? But I think this is definitely, it's got that really classic horror feel, and it's important for the horror world because it defined what the zombie genre was, and it was the first of its kind and things like that. But it also, as an indie film, I would say this is maybe one of the most important movies ever made. Maybe I'd put it in the top 100 most important movies ever made. Because for an indie movie in the 60s to make $30 million, that's
pretty impressive.
That's a big deal. That's very impressive. you know, especially for a group of people that just kind of like, throw it together. You know what I mean? I don't think and they kind of share a lot of the same sentiments that Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasance and so many different people that worked on the original Halloween shared, in that they never expected it to be this phenomenon talked about thing 40 years later, and you know, it created an entire genre. I mean, Resident Evil, The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, all of these different projects. I'm Train to Busan. I mean, they're all of the different zombie films we owe to the original Night, Dawn, Day trilogy.
And what is the most recent zombie project that I can think of right now, Mike? Literally, the one that's popping right now. I can't think of. I've just the zombie genre. Like, what's the most recent zombie flick right now?
I don't know what the most recent one would be. Probably the Train to Busan stuff. I don't know if there's been anything recently, but I mean, the Walking Dead stuff still. I mean, the Walking Dead has tons of callbacks to, to what, even with Greg Nicotero. I mean, Greg Nicotero is a huge fan of this stuff, and he there's been little callbacks to this film and to Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead as well, which Greg Nicotero fortunately worked on. It's amazing to think about what this movie became, and it's a fun one to watch. I enjoy watching it. I like that it's very claustrophobic. It's not, it's not necessarily like what Dawn of the Dead was. Dawn of the Dead can be very action-packed. I mean, the beginning of that movie is just like, whoa. You know what I mean? There's heads exploding and people getting shot, and, it's racial slurs being thrown everywhere, and it's just, it's very like, whoa. You kind of immediately like, what the hell did I just start watching, This is very intimate and it's a slow burn. Most of it takes place in one location, and I think what was
in one house, right?
Mainly it's in one house and kind of the area around it and things like that. But I think, again, was this a budget constraint? They didn't have the budget to go film in other places. I don't know. But I think the fact that you experience this zombie apocalypse scenario from what you're hearing on the radio and from the speculation between the different characters and things like that, I think that almost makes it even more
frightening.
Yeah, in a way. You're not seeing it happen, but you're hearing it happen, and you're watching it happen when they're seeing it on the TV, and it's cool. It's kind of one of those, as they say, theater of the mind moments. It's pretty
theater of the mind.
SBC Unleashed. Austin's here. What's going on, buddy? He said, hey, guys. Hey, man. By the way, this is completely unrelated. We are going to start the movie in just a minute. So Julie, on the way home, she got us Chick-fil-A, because teachers on a Friday night, we're not cooking. Friday night of a 3-day weekend, thank the Lord. But she got us, I know, right? She got us Chick-fil-A, and she got that new pimento honey sandwich thing. I'm going to be honest. I'll take a straight up just spicy deluxe over what that was. It was good, don't get me wrong. But I
think people just don't like pimento.
I like pimento. Cheese? It was good. No, honestly, it was the bun. The bun is different, and the bun is perfect as it is. I don't know. It was very doughy.
Just say, give me that sandwich on the original bun.
I don't know. It was different. I'll the straight up spicy deluxe, honestly. But
yeah, you can't go wrong with the spicy deluxe with fries and sweet tea.
You can't though. You just can't. You can't.
That was
by the way, did you see?
You couldn't. You gotta stop with that. That's funny.
I know. By the way, also, so good old T Swift. She released that the Eras Tour, the movie, is coming to theaters, and it was supposed to drop on the same day The Exorcist is. And David Blum tweeted this morning, and he was like, "She won." So they pushed The Exorcist back a week because it was going to release the same day as the Taylor Swift movie. I was like,
a week?
Solid. Okay.
Damn.
They pushed it back a week, yeah, so we get it 1 week earlier. Well, they pushed it up a week, I'm sorry.
How the fuck is there news for Eras Tour, though? considering with the
I
SAG
guess they
strike, like I already
filmed it.
figured things are
They did
like.
like it, they did it like a live movie type deal, you know, like a
Mhm.
like I think of like
Kind of
what
like how
Bullet in the Bible
comedians do
is
their
the
special.
Green Day one. Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
again, like, well, I'm so surprised that that was like announced, considering like the whole strike thing that's going on. But I guess it doesn't particularly uh matter. I guess, right?
what
If
with
it's like
Exorcist? Yeah,
no,
because
with
I don't
like
think he was.
no, I'm talking about with like the movie strikes. Or is that still
Yeah.
going on? Did I miss that?
Oh, it's still going on.
Okay, college. That's why I was. That's
I
why I
think
was
the
asking. I was
writers.
like,
The last I heard, the writers went back to the negotiation table, and I believe the
mhm.
studios like laughed them off essentially. Which
I know. So that's why there's a
whatever.
strike. So that's why there's no like news of movies, which is partially one of the reasons why it's hard for us to even like have like some topics. But that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that there was an announcement of the Eras Tour movie,
Yeah.
and considering like we got all these strikes going on, I thought they just wouldn't do that. But I mean, that's beside
Right.
the point, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, speaking of the strikes, I saw that AMC successfully negotiated that they can continue to film the Walking Dead stuff during the strike.
Because
Because there
they
were
like,
people wondering if Greg Nicotero is going to be able to be at Scarefest because they're
mm-hmm,
filming. I don't know if they're still filming The Ones Who Live, but I think they've wrapped Daryl Dixon. But I mean,
uh-huh.
I don't know. But they were successful. They can film and release The Walking Dead again. So Daryl Dixon drops in a week. I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Can't wait to see Daryl Dix talk to some French folks.
Daryl. Austin said, "Have you guys watched Dylan Through Nightmare yet?" No, that
No, I
review
have
is
not.
coming. I haven't seen it yet. I saw a little clip of it, and it looks. I mean, it looks amazing. Dave looks. It's kind of unreal how good he looks as Freddy. And then Austin also said, "I'm sad Dune Part 2 got pushed to next year. It was my most anticipated film for the year." I need to watch Part 1 again. I'm gonna be real. I watched it late one night with Julia. It was
See, that's his fault right now because
that's
he
the
watches this shit like when it's like
at
on a
11. I
TV
started at
on
11
a
o'clock at night.
Lenovo like fucking TV screen that he bought at like a fucking thrift store or whatever for like $50. But he doesn't
I
watch it
watched
on
it
the
on that, like this
giant
TV behind
IMAX
me.
TV. Exactly. So like obviously he's not gonna like really like enjoy like what Dune offered. I mean,
Yeah,
Dune was like honestly it was a pretty good like space opera. I gotta say, like it's pretty
it
cinematic the
was.
way they
It
were
was
able to
great.
do stuff. But you
It
don't
was
get to
great.
experience that on a TV of that scale. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna get thrown off like immediately. So like yeah.
Well, I need to rewatch the first one because I mean I liked it. It was good, but
Hmm.
when you start something like that, when you're watching that at 1 a.m.,
Yeah,
it's kind of going over your head, and you're like, why is this guy gray,
that's
and
his
what are these
fault.
worms coming out
That's
of
his
the
fault.
ground? Like, I don't
That's your own
like
demise.
it was a lot,
Those are
but
all your own choices,
um,
man. Should pick a
it's
better
it's
time
okay.
to enjoy that movie, dog. I
It's okay.
mean,
It's all right.
I guess it's a good thing for Marvel, right? Because the Marvel was supposed to
Yeah.
release on the same week, and the Marvels were not going to get any IMAX theater if Dune was going to stay in the same slot. Can you imagine that?
It is now. It is
Yeah.
now.
Well, unless Marvels got
So
pushed back too. Like I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
yeah,
shit.
dude. There's some rumors that the Marvel stuff is a little bit of a hot mess right now. That they're completely
I know.
revamping like this saga.
I
Like
know.
halfway through this saga, like they're revamping what it's gonna look like. The Secret Wars writers are gone.
Yeah,
The
I
Kang
heard about
Dynasty,
that.
like there was a rumor going around that it's not even called the Kang Dynasty anymore. Like that they're completely changing like the course of this. Um, I did see a rumor, Josh Hartnett as Victor Von Doom. I'd be
Who the
down.
fuck is Josh Hartnett?
Homeboy from Halloween H2O that we saw in Oppenheimer, that played his professor friend with the glasses. Yeah,
Oh damn.
yeah, John Strode
Oh.
from H2O, that was just in
Hmm.
Oppenheimer. Yeah,
Huh.
I'm kind of here for it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of down. I'm gonna be real. SPC said, "Are you guys doing all the Romero films or just this one?" We are gonna do all the Romero films. Hopefully before September 29th when Oktoberfest starts, but we'll see. we'll see if we get there. But yes, we are going to do all the Romero. We've wanted to talk zombie stuff for a long time. That's been on the radar for a while. And again, the summer just kind of this last part of the summer kind of got away from us. But speaking of Romero films, let's go ahead and do this thing.
Yeah, let's press play, dog.
Typically, I would say go ahead and get your copy ready. But again, because of the public domain stuff, we can actually pull up George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead right here on the screen. So that's pretty cool. If I say so myself.
We're gonna let you watch it while we watch it.
Exactly.
And we're gonna talk about it.
And then technically we will distribute the film on YouTube in its entirety because it's in the public domain.
I feel so weird doing this. I'm not gonna lie.
I know it feels wrong. Like it feels like I'm on a a dirty website or something. It's weird.
Not that wrong, but whatever.
I'm kidding. But all right, YouTube, don't come for us. I've done a lot of research to make sure this is okay. So if YouTube comes for us, I'm gonna be upset.
Guys in the chat, please let us know in advance. Like if we get docked by this, let us know.
Well,
so we don't fuck this up.
I have it pulled up on my phone. I seriously doubt it. I think it'll be fine. But
all right.
Because other people have done this and it's been fine. So
YouTube algorithm. Comment down below. Is this okay?
Yeah. See, I'm trying to figure out what the best do we like this?
Literally,
this
full screen is fine.
So you just want to go balls to the wall, like just full frontal nudity.
I mean, I would love to be able to watch it, full screen. That's how I did it before.
We could just take us out of the equation entirely.
LOL. No, let's at least see my face.
All right, here we go. George A. Romero's 1968 horror classic, genre-defining horror classic, Night of the Living Dead. Boom. Here we go.
Wait. 3, 2, 1. Buffer. I thought that was a buffer screen. That fucking cracked me up right there.
No, that's the criteria.
I said, damn, guys. Can you imagine if we had a countdown? That would not have worked. Janice Films.
Janus.
Janice is a name that you just are not going to hear, being named their kids nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, Janice is not a name you're going to hear in future generation. No offense to any of the Janice out there.
Also, I thought you would find this interesting. The funding to restore it at MoMA was from the George Lucas Family Trust.
Oh, cool. Well, I knew about this. Was this part of the program to restore really old classics? Because some of the film has been destroyed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so there was a big funding thing. I forgot. I remember. Do you guys remember in the old movie, when you get a DVD and you see the trailers and stuff like that, and there was
right.
I got one that was a commercial of Clint Eastwood talking about how he's trying to restore old movies because when it's destroyed it's lost forever kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So is Night of the Living Dead one of them?
I believe so, yes. It has been preserved. I mean, it's one of the films that's been preserved,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's why the font is different right there, because that font was originally Night of the Flesh Eater, so I think that's why it's different, because it's they had to superimpose the other title. Mark Dorman, what's up, buddy? He said, I know it's stock music and all, but I've always loved this opening. Oh, 100%. It's got that classic feel. It's almost got a Universal Monsters feel, even though I know it's a different era, it's a different thing, you know what I mean? And it really does. It sets the tone. This is, for being... Number one, it didn't have to be in black and white, which I appreciate. It was a conscious choice to put the movie in black and white.
Was it?
Yeah, and I think it makes it more atmospheric. There's something very atmospheric and very intimate about it, the locations and things like that. I really like it.
LOL.
Austin said, I have to be honest, I was not the biggest fan of this film. I need to see Diary and Survival still. I love the original trilogy. I'm not quite as big of a fan of the later Romero stuff. I think he went too... I don't know. Here's the thing. I love what he did, and I think he is definitely the godfather of the zombie subgenre. But the thing is, he's very specific about what a zombie is. They're very instinctual. They don't have a whole lot of like thinking or processing ability. And things like that. You know what I mean? But
a lot of good the extra daylight does us.
saying that a zombie can't
we've still got
run,
a 3-hour
but then
drive
having
back.
them
We're
use
not gonna be
weapons
home till
and
after
think
midnight.
and do all the things that they do in the later films, I'm just kind of like, how can you say that Zack Snyder's zombies and his remake of Dawn of the Dead aren't zombies, but your zombies that use guns and stuff in the other films are? Like, that's weird to me. So I have a little bit of a disagreement with Romero's interpretation of what a zombie is overall, but I mean, he created the genre, so.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah,
You know.
I had literally zero context of what they were talking about. No offense, I mean.
I'm sorry. I was talking.
Into the country and she stays at home.
I think maybe
What's up,
turn up the
Glory?
volume a little bit. That way we can still talk to each other.
Okay. Well, I was trying. Let me ask you this: if I turn the volume up a little bit, can you all still hear us? Okay. Let me know in the chat if you can, if the balance is okay between the movie and between us. Mark Dorman said, "I can watch Land and Diary again. I don't think I can watch Survival again." Yeah, Survival's rough. I'm really not a fan of the last three. Okay, he said we're coming through fine still. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Brother and sister.
What are they doing? Are they here to pay their respects?
They're so this is a brother and sister. They drove from Pittsburgh to put flowers on their father's grave, and essentially Barbara, wants to, but the brother is like, "Why are we doing this? Why are we out here?"
Dude, that's gonna be some shit for their dad arises from the dead.
I know, right?
I wonder what happened to the one from last year. Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the
I mean,
flowers
heaven
died.
forbid, like, you know,
The
fucking
caretaker
town
or
has
somebody takes
weather.
them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish. You can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one.
Bro was talking about reselling his dad's like memorial cross.
Times were tough back then. Times are tough now. Jesus Christ, that tie looks fucking awful. I don't care if it's in black and
Hey,
white.
come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh?
So atmospheric. I love it. This has such a classic feel, man. It's great.
Is that a zombie?
It would be.
Hey, I
But you
mean,
would be-
praying's for church, huh? Come on.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well,
Ooh, put the man on blast in front of God.
I know, right?
Do you remember one time when we were small,
What'd you say?
we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boys, you'll be damned to hell." Remember that? Right over
Could you
there.
imagine your grandfather telling you that you're going to
Well,
be
you used
damned
to
to hell
really
for
be
scaring your
scared.
sister?
Johnny,
Meh. I feel like our half
You're
the
still
millennials
afraid.
felt like that.
stop it now. I mean it.
Here it is.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Oh.
Stop
yeah,
it.
coming.
You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
They're coming.
Stop it. You're acting
Bro, why
like
my
a
man
child.
wearing gloves?
He's like,
all of a
coming
sudden?
I'm
for you."
coming.
Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny.
Could you imagine if that wasn't a zombie, though, and that was just a normal person?
that not
how
a
awkward
zombie?
That would be. No, it is.
Oh, no. No. Johnny, help me.
Bro can't
I'm just
fight
saying,
for
a zombie
anything.
would act like that. Hey, buddy, you put your gloves on for a reason, bro. Use that shit.
I know, right? Ooh, he
I
got
would
him
have
quick.
had a beautiful right cross right there to the jaw. I mean, it's a pretty powerful zombie. Oh,
Bro
did he
hit
get
his
knocked
head
out?
on the. He hit his head. Oh, I think he died. He hit
What
his
a
head on the
weak-
tombstone.
week.
Also, I would just like to point out that the suit zombie has a perfect rip in his ass, like right between his ass cheeks and his butt.
Oh, really?
His pants. Yep.
Wait, did her brother really just die?
I believe, yeah. I think
Wow,
so.
we're
I'm like
racist.
90% sure. We are. It doesn't wait. It just rolls.
She said, I'll buy a memorial for you next year.
Yeah.
You're already there,
So,
champ.
it's interesting. The music in this movie was all stock music. It was not music composed for the movie. It fits it surprisingly well.
Are you sure it's not a zombie?
I'm 100% sure that's a zombie.
That's a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you not think it wasn't a zombie?
You made it seem like he wasn't a zombie. I was like, okay, is he gonna like say something?
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck
There's
is
that
Romero
callback
talking
to The
about?
Walking Dead. The scene where the walker has when they're in the department store in the second episode and it's banging the rock on the, it's a cool little callback to this film.
What is Romero talking
Mark-
about, man? This guy is seriously running his own stuff? What are we talking about here, man?
Mark Dorman said, this is about the
that's a
time
light
Mrs.
jog.
Elrod didn't know if her husband wanted mayo or mustard. Yeah. Yeah, and Halloween 2, this is what's playing when Michael goes in the Elrod house. It's at this moment. Yeah, Romero is like, zombies don't run.
That's a light jog.
What?
if anything.
Also, can we talk about the fact that she crashed the car like 13 seconds after she got in?
It didn't even seem like she was driving it. She straight up just pulled the parking brake off and just let it roll.
I mean, I understand she's scared, but like...
Man, what a run. What an Oscar-worthy run.
I've got to get out of here!
So is this it? Like is this just how it starts? There's a zombie in the
This is how it starts. This is how it starts.
Huh. Oh, my girl, a track star. Damn.
Yep.
Bro, she should have been at
Barbara.
TCM.
I know, right? She might have actually survived to the family.
Yeah. Bro, she ran head first into danger.
Yeah, bro. YouTube is legit letting us stream this right now.
That's
Like
so funny.
nothing. It's awesome.
I'm already loving this then.
If only they could all be like this.
Alright.
Do you think the black and white, because I've seen it in color and I've seen it in black and white. Do you think the black and white adds to adds to the ambiance of it?
No, because I haven't seen this in color.
Well, this is the intended version. The black and white version is the intended version, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, it was filmed in black and white. The color version is essentially a remastered version where they added color. So it looks a little off. It's kind of a weird, like, not sepia, but it's like it's a very dull color. It's interesting. I have it on DVD back there. I have 2 or 3 different editions of this movie, plus the 90s remake of it.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of put me off right there.
Are you serious? The pig?
I was like, yeah, what the fuck is this?
There he is. Let's just be clear. He was running, right? The zombie?
Yes, absolutely. My man literally picked up a brick and hit the window. And he's throwing things. Last time I checked, zombies don't do that.
And I know it evolved. I mean, it evolved. Like, the zombies in Dawn and Day are a little bit different than the zombies in this, but... even
That's
though
what I
technically
mean.
they're
Like,
all
some of these-
supposed to be the same. You
Like
know.
this is the most active zombie I've seen like in a long
Right.
time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was kind of expecting like a fear of zombies and packs kind of thing. You know what I mean? Not just like one
Well,
individual zombie.
we'll get there. I mean, it's, you know, we'll get there.
The day will come.
Yep. Bro looks like.
Oh, look at that. There's more zombies. Bro, see zombies right here.
Friends! He turned around like, I'm gonna kill you. Wait, no, I'm not. You're making a whole lot of noise there, Barbara.
Barbara, they really are coming to get you.
The Myers house.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty stout. That's good. Wow.
She just did that electric slide going down the steps.
I would too if I saw like a shoot up.
A half-eaten
Oh.
shoot-up corpse.
Yeah.
Good old Duane Jones. There he is. There's our actual main character of the film.
It's all right. Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
I kind of like the fact that this is like a
This pump out here is locked. Is there a key?
finding things out as they
We're
happen.
trying to get out
That
if we
makes
get
sense.
some gas. Is there a key?
Yeah.
Like someone
you
that's
don't-
like not in the
Right.
know, but
Yeah.
then comes
You
someone
ex-
who is in the know,
Yep.
and they have to try to explain it to you. I think that's cool.
You
suppose you
you
tried
very
this.
much experience this movie. The characters know more than you do. You know, it's pretty interesting.
Do you live here?
Do it look like I live here? Yes, I shot that pig. Oh yeah,
I
that
also
dead
ate.
body,
I
too.
also ate that person on the stairs.
Everybody should look slide down there.
It's interesting. Duane Jones, who plays Ben, our main protagonist here,
We have to get where there's some other people.
he was actually a college professor, and it's funny because they were very kind of nonchalant about the fact that he's African American. You know, everybody always makes it like, oh, it's such a big deal, which it is. It's a very big deal that, you know, for this time period. I mean, the heat of the civil rights movement, that they had a black lead in a movie. But you know, basically they were like, we just cast Wayne because he had the best audition. Like, that's all it was, you know. And they all really liked him. I mean, he's a good character. He really is. Yeah, Mark Dorman, you're 100% right, dude. It's a very, very unnatural. The colored version looks, it's strange looking because it was colored after the fact.
What's happening?
So,
What's happening?
we are the Walking Dead. Yeah. Not
Bro,
normal.
my man just smashed.
Two of them.
Bro, like let me say this right here,
Seen
okay?
more around here. I can take care
Let me
of
say
all
this.
I don't
know.
I could take the Walking Dead zombies any day of the week. I don't know if I could take Night of the Living Dead zombies. Kind of think about it.
You mean like if you had to survive it?
Yeah,
Like, pick your apocalypse?
yeah. Like look at that. Oh, Buddy's throwing dimes at each other.
Yeah.
Only I can manage. Oh, yeah. Nobody's a bet.
Bro said.
Yeah.
Whoop. Don't get bit. I like how you heard like.
I love how like maybe 5 minutes ago, he was trying to bar to every single door, and all of a sudden he's like, fuck it.
Oop. Hodea.
Who's that supposed to be? Oh, it is not
Barbara.
Oh my god. Girl, get your shit together. Like, look, I know your brother.
I'm gonna be real. I find that Barbara slightly annoying in this movie.
Do you?
Yeah, you'll see why.
Yeah. Here, give me a second, guys.
We do get the moaning sounds, which is kind of cool. Ooh, stabbed him. Nice.
I know we're in here now.
What a mess.
He stabbed one in the head. Its eyes are still moving.
Still moving? Don't look at it.
The horde is starting to show up as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love how it's on cue.
I know, right? I do like the
And
moaning
walk,
sounds.
guys.
They do have the whole like. Ooh, ooh. It's very like Resident Evil-ish. Which Resident Evil was very Night of the Living Dead-ish, you know. Lit the man on fire. They're also afraid of fire, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas, like in The Walking Dead or
They
in The
did
Last of
not
Us or
care.
something, like
They're
they
don't
have no
feel
like.
pain.
Well, they don't feel pain, and they have no like
Reactionary,
intellectual like understanding of like, oh, I'm gonna burn if I go. You know what I mean? There's no like, there's no thinking process there. These you can tell there is a little bit of like a thinking process.
There's more lights on in this house.
I will say, and we'll get there, but I mean, Day of the Dead kind of goes in that too about like the using weapons, and it's interesting. Gotta find those weapons. Personally, I'd go for the hammer. I think that gives you good.
Just massaging the blade too. I get it. It's shock. But Jesus Christ.
I don't like that she completely shuts down though. You know?
Yeah.
Why don't you see if you can find some wood, some boards, something there by the fireplace, something we can nail this place up. Oh, God damn! Look, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But we have to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some wood so I can board the place up. Do you understand? Okay? Okay?
Bro, she's done. Like she's she's gone at this point. Like there ain't nothing there.
No.
She's done.
Does she need to find nails to board the house up? Is that what's happening?
She's trying to find wood. He
Yeah, my
needs her to
girl's
find
gone.
wood so they can put some, some planks over the doors and stuff to try to keep the dead out.
Yeah, my girl's gone.
Yeah.
Does she stay like this the entirety of the movie?
Oh, it gets worse. It gets way
I
worse.
always get. Jesus Christ.
She basically goes like comatose. I feel like you in this scenario, if she went comatose, you'd be like, if you're not gonna help, just leave. just go. Take your chances.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she's really like. I understand the reaction, guys. I really do. But come on.
You gotta
Let's
put a little
focus.
bit more fight in than that.
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing? She's grabbing firewood. Like,
It's
what?
wood. I can't wait to hear his reaction.
She definitely doesn't have that final girl flair in this film. I'll give you that. Which I know that's a slasher thing, but there you go. There's a little bit of effort. Okay. And there it goes.
She gets all jittery again.
She put in.
Oh, is it just these two throughout the entirety of the movie?
Oh no, we have other characters too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still have other characters to meet. And we do explore a little bit more of what's going on outside as well,
We
you
got
know.
the biggest ones you can find. There, this room looks pretty secure. If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be
Like,
long
if shit
before
hits the
they
fan in
start
the house,
pounding their way in
Jesus.
here. They're afraid now.
Afraid of what, though?
That fire he built.
They're afraid
Oh.
of fire. I found that out. You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner? Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there. There's a radio in the truck. I jumped in to listen to it when a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road. But there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it.
Chasing. So they was running again. Oh my God, Romero, I'm gonna tear you apart.
Essentially, yeah.
Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way.
I don't mean it to criticize him at all. I really don't, because I mean the guy is the guy who created. He created the genre, like 100%. But I think there's some inconsistencies
It went right through the guardrail.
With
with things he's said. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean,
I guess
R.I.P. But
the driver must have cut off the road into that gas station by Beekman's
I think the second one. I think Dawn of the Dead is the most traditional zombie that we get, because then Day of the Dead starts to get a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. Still hear the man screaming.
Personally, I like Dawn the best.
This thing is just
Um,
backing away from it.
I don't know. I go back and forth on whether I'd put
Diner to see
Night or Day.
if there was anyone there who
second.
could help me.
I like Night because it's classic and it's atmospheric,
When I
but
noticed that
Day drags
The
for
entire
me.
place had been encircled.
Day of the Dead it feels so
Wasn't a sign
long
of
and
life
drawn
there.
out.
I about to say, how far are we into this?
What do you mean?
Like, how far are we into this
No,
movie
there were
already?
more screens.
Like, I feel like we're already been like off to the races.
A little over a
Realize
quarter,
that-
probably.
Okay, so we still got like an hour.
alone
Yeah.
with 50 or 60
Yeah,
of
we have an
those
hour.
things just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them.
I just plowed
They
them.
didn't move. They didn't run or just stood there staring at me.
Even after I hit them,
Just
they stared at me.
watched them.
Yeah, yeah, laying on mangled.
Just like this.
Scattered through the air like bugs.
I'd have a lot of fun. Damn. You just
We were
compared
riding in
humans
the
to bugs
cemetery.
on the windshield.
Johnny and me.
Oh wow, words came out of your mouth. Look at that. English is still there in you?
We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny and he said, "Can I have some candy, Barbara?" We didn't have any. And oh, it's hot in here. Hot.
Bro, you just ran like 2 miles. Of course you're hot. And you're probably having a panic attack.
And he said, "Oh,
She's like a
it's
ditzy
late.
Daphne.
Why did we start so late?"
Dude, you're 100% right.
Johnny,
Yeah.
You are
if
100%
you'd
right.
gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late. Johnny asked me if I were afraid. And I said, "I'm not afraid, Johnny." And then this man started walking up the road. He came slowly, and Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to
Coming to
get
get
you,
you,
Barbara."
Barbara.
And I laughed at him and said, "Johnny, stop it."
Johnny, stop it.
And then Johnny ran away.
Johnny, no.
Ben's like,
I
shut
went
your
up to
mouth.
this man.
I should say.
I don't have time to
It's
listen to
like,
this.
I do not care. We do not
Why don't
care.
you just keep calm.
I have to keep us
And I
alive.
looked up, and I said, "Goody." And he grabbed me. He grabbed me,
Goody.
and he ripped at me. He ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Oh, I screamed,
He's
"Johnny!
like, shut up.
Johnny, help me! Oh, help me!"
He said, you're gonna go outside.
Let me
You don't
go.
shut up.
He ripped. And then Johnny came and he ran and he fought this man.
It's like when Loomis is going crazy in Halloween 2 and he's like
Kinda,
Loomis is
yeah.
finally like losing his mind, and Brackett's like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
And Johnny didn't come.
Johnny never
We have to wait for Johnny.
Bro, Johnny dead right now.
Yeah.
Come back next year with a
We
new
gotta
reef.
Go out and get him. We have to go out and get Johnny.
You
He's
realize
out
you
there.
ran from that
Please,
entire
don't
direction.
You hear me? We've got to go
That's
out
a
and get him.
little whiles away.
Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please help me! Please!
There may be a backhand somewhere.
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you
She's-
understand? My brother is alone!
He's very patient.
Brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead! Oh,
Here we go. Oh.
That was good smack. And she took it like a champ.
I know, right?
Oh, no, she didn't.
Pulling a Negan.
Why'd she fall forward like that?
You could see it in his face. As soon as she smacked him, he was like,
Yeah, I'm out.
you know, it's funny because we were talking about the racial thing earlier, like with, you know, Duane Jones being cast as Ben and
Bro,
things like that.
imagine the uproar of
Well,
this right
listen,
now. Not only
it's
did he
funny
knock her
because-
out, but he's undressing her.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think the actor was very nervous about the fact that he was African American during this time and everything. Get the weird circumstance with this. So they just filmed a movie where, you know, this
Because of the
white
obvious threat
woman.
to untold
Well,
numbers
hang
of
on.
citizens, and because of the crisis which is
See,
even
this
now
stuff is
developing,
great.
this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages,
Unidentified
and
assassins.
suburbs with no apparent pattern or reason for the slayings. It seems to be a sudden general
Can you
explosion.
imagine
of
hearing
mass
that?
homicide.
I can see why that could be
Have
scary.
some descriptions of the
Oh,
assassins.
it's what makes this movie so
Eyewitnesses
great.
say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance. Others describe them as being
Undead.
But here's the deal. What I was saying before is, I think Duane Jones was very nervous about, that him being African American, and you have this scene where a black man slaps a white woman after she slaps him. Like, you have like even the end of the film where we get into like the redneck guys trying to get in and stuff like that. Like, it's
underway. Police, sheriff's deputies, and emergency ambulances.
the irony in it is that
Calls for help. The scene can best be described
after
as
they had wrapped and after they had made the final cut of the film, they were in Pittsburgh. They threw the final cut of Night of the Living Dead in the trunk of the car and started to drive to, I believe it was New Jersey, New York or New Jersey, one of the two, to deliver it to distributors. And as they were in the car with the final cut of the film, they heard on the radio that Martin Luther King had been shot during the Civil Rights Movement. That must have been like an that must have been a scary moment,
Yeah, I believe
are
it.
being urged to stay at their places of employment, not to make any attempt to
Stay
get
at
to
your
their
places of
homes.
employment.
However, in spite of this urging and warning,
This is where I'm
streets and
employed.
highways are packed.
Bro has a fire in a house.
Their families, or apparently to flee just anywhere.
Could you imagine the zombie apocalypse starts and the government's like, just stay at work? What?
I'd be like, am I getting paid? No, I'm not. Look at my face. The fire keeps them away. Is that them, like?
Homeboy's going, ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet
Oh.
to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene
Okay, so
within the hour.
eastern third of the United States is being attacked.
Joined by officials of the
Yeah.
FBI and the Joint Chiefs behind.
Yeah, I don't imagine. If there was a zombie outbreak, I feel like it would be contained, if that makes sense.
There will be an official announcement as soon as possible
Really?
following that meeting.
Yeah.
This is the latest
Like, it'll
I
be
don't know.
within,
I
like,
think it depends on where it
vicinity of
happens.
an area.
Latest word
I
also
agree.
from National Press
If you
Services
get it in a
Washington,
Chicago
D.C.
or a New
now
York
tells
or an
us
LA or a
that
Miami or something like that, you're screwed.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, man. I gotta step out again real quick. I'll be right back.
You're good.
That's the extent of this latest meeting. President's cabinet, FBI, Joint Chiefs of Staff, and scientists from NASA within the hour. All radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country, including the one to which you're listening, have joined their facilities in an emergency network to bring you this news as it develops. We urge you to stay tuned to radio and
Yeah, man, the
TV
radio
and
stuff is so
to
great.
Stay indoors at
love
all
it.
costs. Late reports
Because it
reaching
gives you the
us
exposition that you
tell of
need about
frightening
what's
news
happening on
in
the
churches,
outside
schools, and government buildings,
without having to actually
and
see
protection from the wholesale
what's happening
murder,
on the
which
outside.
apparently is
It's
engulfing
really
much of the
cool.
nation.
It's very creative. It's a creative way of kind of showcasing what's happening.
To theorize about the reasons for this wave of murder. So far, we're able to give the public is some Chief T.K. Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina, who's quoted as saying, quote, "Tell the people for God's sake to get off the streets. Tell them to go home and lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have here." End quote. He's Chief Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina. So far, the only descriptions, the only clues anyone has of the killers come from frightened witnesses of some of the slayings. These eyewitness accounts variously describe the murderers as ordinary-looking people, misshapen monsters, people who look like they're in a trance, and things that look like people but act like animals. Some eyewitnesses
Austin said Ben is the best character in this. 100% he is. I mean, it's well acted. He's well written. He's calm. He's rational. He thinks before he does things. I mean, 100%. He's a great character. Hello.
Alright, what I miss?
Austin said Ben is the best character in this, and I agreed because, I mean, Duane Jones, he, did a great job playing him. He's well written. He's calm. He's rational. He's definitely not like Barbara.
I was gonna say the bar is not really high. If that makes sense. No
you
offense.
have the zombies and you have Barbara, which essentially are the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure he's great, but the bar is not high.
She's woken up, and then also they were saying about the president is meeting with his cabinet. They're telling people to stay off of the streets and to lock their windows and doors because of the dead.
You see that?
What? See what?
Bro, she got a bruise straight up on her
This place is boarded up pretty solid now.
Huh?
She got a bruise from that right cross.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
But see, he's compassionate. Like, he got her shoes. He realized that she didn't have shoes, and he got her some shoes to wear. I mean,
someone bound to come and get us out.
Austin said thoughts on the 1990s remake. I got 20 minutes in and turned it off.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
It's okay. I don't mind it. I think they went a little hard with the rednecks trying to fight back thing.
Look,
it was kind of like, okay,
but I'm going upstairs now.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. It's okay.
I can hear it from up there. I'll be down to take
I prefer the original, but
everything is all right for now.
I know, Miguel. You don't really. I guess you can't have much of an opinion on that.
You'll be all right for now, okay?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry.
We'll hit up that one. We're gonna hit up horror remakes at some point on Purely and Simply Evil. And we'll hit up the Night of the Living Dead remake on there as well.
Told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers.
There it is.
Yeah.
Partially devoured by their murderers. Just like this lady up on the top of the stairs. They still haven't been upstairs. All of this time they've been in this house. They have not gone upstairs or in the basement.
Why would they be upstairs?
Well, you gotta clear it. You gotta make sure it's okay. All the blood on the wall. I love how my man Ben is doing all of the work here.
Bro, what is Daphne gonna do?
Barbara has contributed literally nothing.
You got firewood.
In a kind of trance, were killing and eating their victims.
You see?
Prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered. Repeating this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. Medical examination of victims' bodies shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill.
Okay,
and of course,
incredible story becomes.
And she's having, she's having a panic attack, but she's still sitting here listening to them talking about people eating each other.
Receiving and passing on to you reports which have been verified.
Austin said, if you guys ever decide to do the Train to Busan franchise, I'd be in to discuss them with you guys. That'd be great, man. 100%. That'd be awesome. That's why you clear the house, because there were people in the basement literally the entire time.
Was there really?
We're from town.
A radio. County, Pennsylvania. The Butler County Sheriff has verified that reports of murder victims being partially eaten by their slayers is true.
By the way, I 155% forgot to turn on the light.
Use some help up here.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket?
And boom, light.
How are we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
Did not tell you had the light on.
Screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody if they needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there. We thought we could hear screams, but
that's Harry. I don't like Harry.
Those things were in the house afterwards.
Which one?
Who wouldn't come up and help?
Well,
the old man, the bald guy.
The racket sounded like the place was being ripped apart. How were we supposed to know what was going on?
Now wait a minute. You just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you say it sounded like the place was being ripped apart. It would be nice if you get your story straight, man.
All right, now you tell me.
Bro, he didn't play any games.
That kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, why don't we settle this? Look, mister, we came up. Okay, we're here. Now I suggest We all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
You're insane.
Bro, how the fuck are
Cellar's
they
the
getting
safest
upstairs?
I'm
Which,
telling you,
again, I don't know.
they
That
can't
could
get
be a
in here.
And
possibility
I'm
with these
telling you,
zombies.
those things turned over our
Fair.
car. We were damn lucky to get away at all. Now you tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
Kids downstairs. The kids hurt.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
We could strengthen everything up, Mr. Cooper.
With all of us working, we could fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy. You know that? You got 1,000,000 windows up here. All these windows. You're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they know we're here, this place is going to be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look,
He's very logical,
the cellar,
Ben.
there's only one door, right?
You know?
Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside.
You know, Austin, you
But
were
up here,
talking
all
about
these windows,
doing Train to
why, we never know
Busan.
where they were going to hit us next.
Wait till we
You
do the
got a
Resident
point,
Evil
Mr.
movies.
But
We
down
gotta
in the
get you on
cellar, there's no place
for the
to run
Resident
to.
Evil Paul
I mean,
W. S.
if
Anderson
they
films.
did get in, there'd be no back exit. We'd be done for.
That's exactly what I was thinking right
We can
there.
get out of here if we have to. And we got
What?
windows to
About
see
He was
what's
like,
going
dude,
on
back
outside.
if we, yeah,
But down
I'm like,
there
bro,
with no windows,
if you're downstairs, there's no
we
exit.
wouldn't even know it.
Just straight up
The
final
cellar's the
stand.
strongest place.
The cellar is a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
Maybe 6 or 7.
Look, you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down to the cellar, and you better decide. Because I'm going to board up that door, and I'm not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait. I've made my decision.
I don't like how
his.
his tie is
Now, wait a
scrunched
minute.
up with
Let's
his
think
tie
about
clip.
this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
They're being very loud.
If you box yourself in the cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it.
Probably because they had
At
terrible
least up here you have a
microphones.
fighting
You know what I mean?
chance.
Huh?
Probably because they had terrible microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like about 8 or 10 out there now.
It's more than there were.
Oh my God, did they flip the house yet? Oh my God. I guess not, so I guess we gotta shut the fuck up.
Gross.
Kinda like that. Pink. Here, pull that trigger, fam.
That was a terrible shot.
Bro, that was straight in the heart. What are you talking about? It's as good as a shot you're gonna get.
I know, but
Not knowing about
I guess they
zombies.
don't realize, right? I guess they don't realize that I have to shoot him in the head. That's another thing, though. I mean, this movie set the standard. You know what I mean? They set the tropes. You have to. It has to be the brain. You have to shoot him in the head, or else they just keep coming back. You know, that whole thing. The whole you get bit, you're infected. You know, all of that stuff. That's why this is a genre-defining film, because I mean, those little things. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Up, 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 up. Hold down. Up.
I love this.
Naked, straight up nude.
It's just the way some of the zombies walk. They walk like this.
Wouldn't that suck to die as a zombie and you end up like you die naked and you end up walking around as a naked zombie?
Wouldn't be my body to be controlled.
I mean, I guess you'd be dead, so you wouldn't care.
Yeah,
but
my hand's not on the steering wheel, so.
she looks ripe.
We gotta fix these boards.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in that damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
We leave her here.
Keep your hands off her. And everything else is up here.
I
Because
was
if
like
I stay
surprised
up
with
here,
that.
I'm fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
Whose logic is that? He says,
Insane. We've got to
I'll
have
take
food
it
down
down.
there. We've got a right.
This your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business.
No.
I am not
His
stupid enough.
daughter
to
is
follow.
in there.
Yeah, there's a
It's
kid down
tough
there.
For the kid, that old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss.
Dude just
down
said
there.
it's
I'm boss up
it's
here.
sad for the kid that her old man is so stupid.
You know, I won't open this door again.
Mr. Cooper, with your help, we could...
With my help.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute. Judy, come on up here, honey.
Yeah, there's a few more people down in that
Get her
basement.
too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead. If we stick together, man, we can fix it up real good. There's lots of places we can run to up here. Mr. Cooper, we
They
don't
really
have a lot better
can.
off. All three of us were working together.
I mean, what would you do? Would you stay upstairs or would you go down in the basement and board yourself in?
Bro, I would board literally the fucking house, top to bottom, and then if
I know,
shit
but I'm-
really does hit the fan, my last stand would be right there. If I can't find a way out, it's just gonna be last stand
I'm
then.
not boxing myself in
Yeah.
down there.
Like, not gonna go
You know
sit in
what?
the basement.
Yeah, that's not gonna be my first option.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them.
She bit.
She's sick.
Upstairs. A man and a girl.
She's ill.
Screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't
She
know
bit.
who they were, and I wasn't about to take
She's
any
ill.
unnecessary chances.
Of course not.
Get
She
it?
bit.
She's ill.
Like what kind of sick? Like
Bro,
fever
she's-
sick or
she's-
like Green Day sick?
She's that sick.
Is she all
Green
right?
You
Day
got the
sick.
ick?
What?
Like, you know, Green Day. That's pretty sick, dude.
Oh.
Where'd you get the bandage?
I was like, what?
Laundry in the basket. I tore a sheet.
I know my daughter's really ill. Let me blow some secondhand smoke right
You
into her
understand?
nostrils.
You understand? Health didn't matter that way.
Let them.
Health didn't matter in the 60s.
Too many ways
Everybody
monsters
smoked in the
can get in
60s.
up there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't put the cigarette in her mouth.
We'll see when they come begging me to let them in down
Fuck.
here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Bish bosh.
Does anyone up there know why we're being attacked?
Whatever it isn't just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere. The radio said to stay inside.
Radio?
Radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs and you boarded us in down here?
I know what I'm
Whew.
doing.
What did it say?
Nothing. Nothing. They don't know anything yet. There's mass murder everywhere, and people are supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us to tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's
the
going
usual
on if we
trope.
lock ourselves in this dungeon?
He, she, we, big boobs. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the night of
We
the
may
living
not enjoy
dead.
living together. But dying together isn't going to solve anything.
They were 15 out of 10 on the
Those
verge of
people are our
divorce, this
enemies.
couple.
I believe it.
Yeah, he, she, we, so Night of the Living Dead,
That's what this
there
movie
was
was both saying.
there was a weird mishap when it was
If
released,
Judy would come downstairs
and they
for a few
didn't
minutes,
include
Harry and I could come upstairs.
they didn't include the copyright notice in the final cut of the film, so it's public domain. So yeah, legally we can live stream Night of the Living Dead on YouTube.
Look, honey.
Yeah,
nothing's
it's
to
crazy.
be done
Not
with
not
them
many
down
films
there
are like
up
that,
here.
but this one, ironically,
Do this.
it is. So here we are. It's pretty cool.
Okay, open up.
We are over halfway, my friend.
Halfway there. So wait, why is Joni going down there?
So that the parents can go up to see what's going on the outside. They want to hear the radio and stuff. But they need somebody to sit with the sick kid.
Ah, okay. I was like, what the fuck are we doing taking turns?
We said fucking fantastic. It's amazing, right? It's pretty cool. I wish we could do every watch along like this, but
I can't, like I hate to say it, but I wish a lot of movies were just open domain.
I know, right?
We should have waited to do this podcast until a lot of movies just became open domain.
Yeah. That'll never happen though.
Yeah, I know. Like by the time something becomes public domain, it gets remastered into something else, and it's like
I know, right?
Locked in another.
What is she doing?
Her brother was killed.
Sitting on the couch. I feel the texture of the couch. That's my contribution to the evening. Like, what are you doing?
Back when cigarette packs were like pretty much made of paper.
She's using a match to light the cigarette.
Why'd you look back like that? Calm the fuck down.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
Was you afraid of fire?
This place is ridiculous.
Is she a zombie?
Look at this. There's a million weak spots up here.
Bro, my man is wearing high-waisted pants.
Give me one of those.
Right.
The thing is like 6 inches above his belly button.
My brother was killed.
Rip those cigarettes out of his wife's hand.
What if he was like, good riddance? Oh, I'm like, damn.
15 million of those things out there. That's how much good these windows are.
We said, I'm on my phone with you all and watching Halloween 2 on my TV. That's pretty dope.
Nice, man. Uh-oh.
Did it? No, Siri just picked me up. I don't know why it did that. It shouldn't have. That's what that was. The old Apple. The old Apple chick was. I don't want to say her name again because I don't want her to pop back up. Hey, you're not stupid. That's a great life decision. Halloween 2 on one TV, Night of the Living Dead on another TV. That's an awesome choice.
If you stay up here, you take orders from me, and that includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on. It's on.
There's no sound.
I like him.
Well, wow.
Reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think? We're imagining all this?
Shut up!
In all parts of the country. The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted. Medical examinations of
Could you imagine if one came up behind him on TV and just bit him in the neck? How wild.
Bro, like, honestly, that's what I'm trying to understand right now. Like, how bad is this right now? Is this just on the Eastern Seaboard?
I think it's getting pretty bad now.
This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense
I just finished my
Headquarters in
whiskey.
Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently
There we
died
go.
have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
There it be.
A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact.
You seem to be the only person.
When
Everyone
this
else seems to be
emergency
chill.
first began,
Yeah.
radio and television was advising people to stay inside.
Straight from
behind
Washington,
locked doors
D.C.
for safety. Well, that situation has now changed, and we're able to report a definite course of action for you. Civil defense machinery has been organized to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting stations in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout our news coverage. Look for the name of the rescue station.
They're always talking about rescue
Make your
stations
way
in the
to that
Romero
location
films.
as soon as possible.
So we have that truck. If we can get some gas, we can get out of here.
There's a pump out by the shed.
I know, that's why I pulled in here, but it's locked.
Emergency meeting called this afternoon by the president. Since convening this conference of the presidential cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an earthbound emergency? So far, all the betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it.
Are they saying this is like a alien sickness?
Like an alien virus type deal, possibly.
Yeah.
Washington has posed those questions.
It's obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump? Look.
You're coming from a meeting regarding the explosion of the Venus probe, is that right?
Now, what's funny is this scene in
that was
Washington.
the subject of the meeting. You feel there's a
This is the producers and like the
phenomenon,
people in
there's a
charge of the film.
Definite connection. In other words, you feel that the radiation on the Venus probe is enough to call these.
We can't get actors, so we'll just do it.
Who's the general?
I don't know, but I mean Romero's in there, like they're all in there.
Who's Romero? Where is he?
It's moving so quick I can't fully even see.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen. I must disagree with these gentlemen presently.
I think it's the guy in the that we see the back of his head right now.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting.
Well, that's Washington D.C. though, and it looks okay. It looks like normal business.
Dr. Keller and myself.
Doctor, please.
Bro.
I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Can we even get that close to the building anymore?
Probably not.
Enough to cause mutation.
Thanks, Trump.
Could have happened.
Have a bearing on it.
But not really.
Will there be a reply for the later?
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Will you be,
later.
Will you be going for re-election, sir?
Good.
There will be a report this afternoon.
Well, perhaps there will be a report. A later report.
Bro, did you hear about Mitch McConnell again?
Oh my god, dude. Like, what?
My man was straight up ditzy fucking Daphne right there, comatose.
Like 504 erroring.
Doctors and medical supplies. If we could get Karen there, we could get help for her.
You know how you put in a DVD but backwards? That's exactly what happened to him.
Willard.
Yeah.
I saw a sign that said Willard.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here. We were on our way up to the lake to go swimming. And Judy had a
We
radio
were going
and
to go
heard the
skinny
first
dipping,
reports
and we
about
were
this.
15 out of 10
So we
going
knew
to
the
sleep
old house
together
was here, and we
on the
came in
shore.
and found the lady upstairs
But
getting
then the zombie
Then these other
apocalypse
people
started to
We
happen,
went down into the
and
basement,
and
put a
and we
bar
couldn't
across
do it
the door, and
anymore.
it's pretty
It
strong.
just it is what it is.
Get away from here?
I didn't get to
You've got a
skinny dip
sick
with my girl,
child,
but
2
it's
women,
okay.
1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded with these things.
Hey, I'm sorry, but have we seen the country folks? Because you had a country accent.
I know has been working very hard to find some solution.
Like, is this everybody in the group?
Do you have any answers?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, we have
Okay.
some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
Good advice, doctor. Now, how about the basic?
Ooh, the $1 million question right there.
Look,
Yeah.
you go down there and tell Judy. Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
Bro, that should have been a huge red flag to Ben. When he said, "How bad's your kid been hurt?" and she was like,
I'm like,
bro, could you imagine if he just went and started walking downstairs? He just cocks the gun and goes downstairs. Yeah.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me? She hasn't said anything.
She's dying.
I am dead.
It's Mommy.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Thank you, Judy.
Mama, can I have my My Chemical Romance CD?
Disposed of at once, preferably by cremation.
Well, how long after death, then, does the body...
I want you to take me to emo
It's
night.
only a matter of minutes.
Minutes? Well, that doesn't give people time to make any arrangements.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't give them time to make funeral arrangements. The bodies must be carried to the street and burned. They must be burned immediately.
Nice.
Soak them with
That's a Game of
gasoline and
Thrones.
Burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts that a funeral service
Hey,
will
this
give.
guy's a straight shooter, man. He's like,
They're
listen,
just dead flesh.
I don't care if it's your brother, aunt, mom, sister, dad, brother, wife, girlfriend. Take them in the street, set them on fire.
We need some bottles or jars. Make Molotov cocktails and hold them out while we try to escape.
He said, listen here, everybody needs to burn.
He said, but it's my cousin.
There's a big key ring down there.
Okay.
Or maybe a key to the gas.
Burn it.
I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from a window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us can go out and try to get the gas and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this door. It's closer to the truck.
It'll be a
Before we
door.
go out, we'll put some supplies behind the cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in there.
I found some fruit jars in the cellar. And there's a key on here that's labeled for the gas pump out back.
Good old ball mason jars.
I'm not really that used to the truck. I found it abandoned.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
No sweat.
No sweat off my back.
You and I'll go.
What do you think of this other guy, the young kid?
Him?
Yeah. We'll put whatever
I mean,
lumber
he
we find
seems to
behind the
be.
cellar door.
He seems he just wants to help.
You can go
No?
upstairs and toss the
Did you say you didn't like him?
Tom, you and I will
No,
have
he's
board
fine.
this
I don't
door.
like Harry.
After
The
you
old
tell
man.
the cocktails, you hustle back
The old
down
white
here and
guy.
lock this door. It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly. After we get the gas and
Tom,
get back
that's
into
his
the house,
name, Tom. I'd look up the
then we'll
cast.
worry
I
about
kind of
getting
forgot his
everybody
name.
into the truck. All right, let's move it.
I like to move it, move it.
Indications are that before this emergency is over, we will need many, many more such rescue stations.
What is she doing? I'm just gonna rub scissors all up and down my face because that sounds like a
You
good
always
idea.
have a smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time?
Because I'm bitten, Johnny.
Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Could you imagine? He says, "How can you smile like that all the time?" She rolls up her sleeve. She's got a big bloody bite mark on her arm.
She starts. Always, all of a sudden, you hear.
Because I'm infected.
Yeah.
They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
Willard.
I'm sorry we did. I'm sorry we didn't get to skinny dip, honey.
Tom,
I mean, not wrong.
are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't
The TV
know.
said it, so therefore it's
You're
right.
starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
Why do you have to go out there?
Hey, that was back before
I can handle that truck,
fake news, dog.
and I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
But we're safe in here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now. But there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Hey, listen. Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. It's not like just a wind passing through. We've got to do something, and fast.
No, let's embrace. No.
Hey, man, that's love.
That's all.
Hey, Smiley.
What is his haircut?
Where's that big
I was just sitting there looking at it, like what? Like I can't. It's like a.
Barber, give me the bowl cut.
It's got like the bowl cut in the front, but the sides go backwards. Like it's not like a full bowl cut. Like it's. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
What would a horror movie be if there wasn't love?
Right.
We better get her downstairs.
That.
We have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She collapses.
He's right. You have to go downstairs now, just for a little while until we get back.
Does she really collapse?
Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd
No,
like
but could
to
you
leave.
imagine if they were like, we have to go downstairs now, Barbara, and she just went. She just fainted, like right there.
She starts saying, "But my brother."
Yeah, but Johnny, I gotta go get Johnny. Bro, he hit his head on the tombstone like
Bro,
9
Johnny
hours
is
ago.
straight up the lady upstairs.
Yeah. What, half eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, look, there's her contribution wood.
Right? One last glancing low. So bro's about to throw Molotov cocktails from the roof to try and distract them and scare them away.
I'm about to say, because we have not seen a zombie in a hot minute.
Well,
if you think about it.
Now you're about to see quite a few. He threw that awfully close to the truck. And that was even closer to the truck.
On the truck.
Right? Could you imagine? He's on fire.
Michael Myers, eat your heart out. Halloween 2, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go on.
Fire in one hand, gun on the other hand. Bro, what was that?
Bro, why did my man just go?
He says, I need the shirt.
He said, got the shirt.
I'm going with him.
Get back in the cellar.
Idiot.
It's too late.
Idiot.
Oh my god, yes, those typical fucking
Literal
stupid
idiot.
decisions.
Probably just got all of you killed. Again, terrible shot.
It really is. Oh man, that man's scary.
You're about to get eaten, Ben. If they don't drive away. Bro, wouldn't you be flooring it right now? Like,
yeah, why is that not happening?
Like, why are they just sitting there? Did they just run one over?
We're about to see like how powerful these zombies are. They can flip a truck.
I know, right?
How many
Better
times
start
do you think they've
fueling.
reused footage?
Come on. This
I don't
key
know.
won't work. Watch it.
Smart. Shoot at the gas tank. There you go.
Watch the torch.
Bro said,
We gotta get away from the pump.
Hang on. Carl, find your trace and get out of the truck.
Oh no, does it blow up?
that whole thing was, they did not need to do it that way.
Let's get out of here. Come on, come on.
Scoob, get out of here. Damn.
Yep.
They did go boom.
Yep.
Aw. I like those two.
Both of them died.
They just had a moment.
Well, that moment ended in a fiery explosion.
Damn, son.
And
hey,
the dead
my
are
man
still
over
all
here
coming
yoked
for
as
us.
fuck right there. You see him?
Yeah.
My man built like a brick.
Hey, that would be a scary zombie to fight. I wouldn't want to go up against him.
I would not want to either. So you see how, like, in The Walking Dead, like, you could literally walk up to these guys and go kink, 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 kink in the head.
Yeah.
You kind of can't do that with this one.
Nope. The ghouls. Oh, there was that look.
Side eye.
There was that side eye look, man.
Fantastic side eye.
But now they've lost 2 of their group. All of the zombies know they're in there. They better board up that door tight. Do you almost think you'd probably be woof? Woof.
Yo, my man Ben don't miss.
He really doesn't.
He just does not miss.
At this point, do you think you'd almost be better to just take your chances, like running? Like, take your chances on foot? Do you think at this point you'd almost be better to just take your chances on foot?
Honestly, yeah. Bro, they are charred.
Doesn't matter to them.
Zombies like, wow, they're getting cooked.
I believe this is the first time we actually see. Yeah, this is where
fire.
This is the first time we really get some gore, where we see them like actually eating flesh and eating organs and things like that. You know?
Yeah. They're eating the food like. Okay, how about that? That's pretty animalistic. Oh, like they're eating like they're at a youth
like they're eating like
event.
Yeah, like it's a church.
Like they're all
event
eating
or
like their
a,
PB&J sandwiches out of their brown paper bags.
Like POV, you just bought a turkey like a Disney World.
Yeah.
That straight up looks like a turkey leg. Now that's a hand. The other one legit looks like a turkey leg.
I hate seeing them eat. I'm not gonna lie. It's the most annoying shit ever. Yes. There's one thing. I want you guys to know something right now. My biggest pet peeve is people chewing like that. I'm not gonna lie.
But then you have them moaning, chewing. Which is worse, hearing people
even
chomp
worse.
or hearing the like.
I hate both.
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet?
This all
There's
happened
supposed to
within
be
one
another
night.
broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Oh.
Only 10 more minutes? We don't
Oh.
have very long to wait. We can leave.
Fucking pessimist.
We better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
You know anything about this
If I was
area at
him,
all?
Bro,
my bullets
Is
do
Willard the
not
nearest
work.
town?
Bro said, "I'm keeping this gun loaded."
We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You said those things turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You're gonna carry that child a
There
mile
we go again.
through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
There it is.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You're gonna turn it over by yourself?
There it is. Did you hear what just happened?
Johnny has
No, what happened?
keys.
Ben was like, you said they turned over your car. How can we get back to your car? They're trying to fit. They've decided they think they need to escape the house. They need to leave. And Ben said to the parents, "How did the kid get hurt? What happened to her?" And the mom said one of those things grabbed her. She got bit on the arm.
Lord.
Oh.
Yeah. So she just said the little girl got bit on the arm by one of the zombies. So
I did not
Being
like that
monitored
look.
closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons
Flesh-eating
who
ghouls,
die
there it is.
during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls. This one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County,
here we go.
Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report.
Here we get into some rednecks taking them down in groves.
And the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Part of me wonders if there was a zombie apocalypse, if it would be like this, where people just like joined forces, like anybody who had guns.
Yes.
Chief McClellan, how's
You know what I mean? And it would just be like waves of regular, everyday civilians with guns that are just like trying to take back the area.
Yes.
Well, we killed
Especially
19 of them today,
like
right in
within
this
the Bible
area.
Belt,
Those
yes.
last three we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must
Yes,
have thought
100%.
somebody was
You
in
think
there.
I'm lying.
There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
They beat him off.
Blasted them off. Blasted them down.
If I were
He said we beat him off and we blasted him down.
Well, there's no
Beat him
problem.
off and
If you
blast
had
him
a gun,
down. I need
shoot
that
him
on
in
a
the
shirt.
head. That's the
Let's
sure
talk
way to kill
movies.
'em.
Beat him off and
Don't
blast
get
him
yourself
down.
a club or a torch.
There it
Beat 'em
is.
or burn 'em. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, we don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National
Buddy's
Guard over
collecting
there,
that
and then
bill.
we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC.
That cameraman needs to be fired. He had the camera both times on the person who was not talking.
Speculate just how long
Yeah.
it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters, so long as the heavy rate.
Uh-oh.
Bum bum bum.
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know.
Ben still has not gone down to the basement.
Isn't the fuse? The power lines are down. Helen, I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
Look, 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window, quick.
Oh, there we go. Picking up the rock. And the
See, I didn't know
old
zombies
bed
could do that.
or the table. They're starting to pile up. They've eaten the other 2 already. Now they want more. Dude, bro just went. He saw him drop the gun and he was like, he said, I need that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to stay up here now? Helen, get the cellar. Get the cellar now. Move!
Why did that fucking matter? Why did
He just pointed the gun at He pointed the gun at his wife. He said, Helen, get the cellar.
He's a click clock. Shut her husband.
Yep.
And smiled a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, she did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she did.
There goes Barbara. I can't watch.
Bro, die already. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. How long are we going to prolong this death? Dude, Ben straight up shot him in the chest. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like she could have easily gotten away from that.
Yes.
Like,
then again,
now maybe not, but before, there weren't that many. There were like 2 hands on her, at most. Whoop,
What about that? My lady's not contributing whatsoever.
There's, oh,
dang.
oh, yeah, she's eating her dad. Yep.
Poor baby.
She said,
Poor baby. What is it? Oh, yeah, this. I forgot about it. I forgot she uses the gardening tool. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay, start eating. At this point, you're mincing your meat.
In the documentary, they interviewed that girl, and she was like, the little girl, and they were like, when we were filming this, she was like, so how many times do you want me to, like, bring the knife down, or the tool down? And they were like, just keep going. So she was like, I just sat there like, you know.
Jesus Christ, did she make it?
And there's Johnny.
Damn. Here's
Johnny. Yep. Yep.
Oh, she did. Wow, she really didn't do much.
Nope. And she didn't make it. And they're in now. You better go. 'Cause they're in. There's the original
Oh my God,
homeboy.
that guy.
And the little girl. Don't get bit. And he goes in the basement. Like, why? Get outside and take off, man. Go. Can you believe Johnny was the one that got Barbara?
I know, right?
Like, how ironic. The entire time she just wanted to go find Johnny's body.
I figured.
Well,
I
think she kind of thought he was still alive. But... They're 15 out of 10 using tools to try to get in there.
Yes. Which is interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Bro, no aim.
Bullets. And now Ben is all alone. The entire group is gone.
Wow. It's a shoe gun. Yeah.
Yep. She only needed one bullet though.
Yeah.
He could do it in one with her.
Is he trying to find a way out?
I don't know. I think he's just trying to figure out what to do. I mean, what do you do? You've trapped yourself now. That's the thing.
Is that theme song?
Weird transition. I don't like that transition.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
How many times have you seen this, dude?
This is probably my 4th or 5th time watching the original all the way through.
Oh my god, they can fly planes now? They can fly helicopters?
I know, right? Could you imagine? There's the rednecks.
Those are called Good Samaritans.
Those are called Mount Sterling, Kentucky.
Hey, don't hate on that. Don't hate on that place.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not hating on that. The dog is like, bro, what are we doing?
Bro, act like these zombies won't throw that dog into the complete oblivion.
Dude, these zombies probably would throw the dog into oblivion.
Hey, Vince, Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out. Thank you. Go here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers, you're doing all the work, you take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard then. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard.
Also, why are all these guys doing this in like suits? Like
that was
the
back then.
apocalypse
That was
is
the
happening.
outfit.
Steve, tell them we're going to stay with
But
it
like
then.
the apocalypse is happening, and they're like,
everything
I'm gonna
appears
stay
to
in
be
my
under
suit and tie.
control.
I'm gonna be on my suit and tie.
You understand, like, wearing, like, a suit and a tie, or, like, a tie and a blazer, it's, like, was, like, the casual thing to do sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least he's gonna get saved. Pretty somber, honestly.
Bro, that dog is going for it.
I know.
What is that? The cops.
I didn't even realize how gun handling was back then.
Yeah. Back then? Why has it changed that much?
Huh?
Why has it changed? Why has gun handling changed that much?
I don't know. Probably because there's
Or
more
like
education,
shooting
dude.
technique.
There's more education on how to handle a
Cook
gun.
out here, Vince. Yeah, sure looks like it, Tom.
Oh man, is that who I think it is?
The truck. Yeah, that's the truck.
Dang.
Done.
Oh my God, he jumped.
Yeah. That one went. And then fell.
Love these
Ah.
deaths.
Jesus, Edwin, get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire?
Build me a barn fire so we can burn these cousins and aunts and uncles and sisters and brothers and wives and cousins and sisters. Yeehaw.
You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here. All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house. There's something there. I heard a noise. All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes. Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
It's really irritating. Ben dies.
All right, send the wagon through directly on over.
After all of that, Ben dies. Yeah, it's a rather
Keep those dogs back off of those things.
I don't know. You could even say that that's again, whether it was intentional or not, the civil rights movement and kind of that, like, they don't even take the time to see if it was a person. They just shoot him, and it happens to be a black man, and that's it. They just move on. Boom. You know, it's interesting.
Comes back as the King Man.
So, but that's Night of the Living Dead, man. There it is.
Wow.
That would be it. It's let me turn the volume down here. It's very much a slow burn. It is very much a period piece, but it's special in that it is a very intimate, atmospheric story, and thinking about what it means to the zombie genre and what it spawned, and what came after. I mean, it's crazy.
Is that the OG zombie?
Yeah, yep. Ben's being burned with the OG zombie. It's crazy, man. It's nuts.
Hey, Randy, light these torches over.
Now they're gonna light him on fire, and that's it. It's wild, man. Yeah.
All right, let's watch Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors. Max is like, just go ahead and cop to the next thing. What if I want to watch the credits, Max?
Oh well.
Never mind, I don't. But yeah, man, that's Night of the Living Dead. It's an incredible film. Let's see, what does this have on Rotten Tomatoes? Night of the Living Dead. Rotten Tomatoes. Night of the Living Dead has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yep. George A. Romero's debut set the template for the Zombies film and features tight editing, realistic gore, and a sly political undercurrent. Yeah, I would agree with those things. 96% critic score, 87% audience score. So, but yeah, man, it's a very ironic ending because they fight so hard to make Ben fights so hard and tries to do the right thing throughout the entire movie, and then it's just kind of like all of the choices made in this movie, every single death of the entire group is just thrown away because of these other people's inability to see that, oh, that's a person with a gun. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting film, and it's a very important film, and I'm glad it exists. It's fun. So, what do you think of Night of the Living Dead, Miguel?
Yeah, I thought it was really well. It was really well put together. I mean, I thought it was really cool to see a different side of zombies, or I guess like what the OG zombies should have been.
Right. Right.
There's some actually like decent moments where I was kind of like jump scared. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's got great moments, and like I said, I think the thing that I like the best about it, even
It
more than
seems
the
hopeless.
characters or anything,
And I like that
is
about the zombie movie.
exactly. It seems very hopeless. The stuff with the radio and the TV, and kind of like you slowly get little bits of information throughout the movie, even though you don't see it happening. You know what I mean? You don't have to see the world falling apart to understand that it's happening. You know what I mean? And you kind of get those little bits of information on the TV. You know, the conflict that arises in this really small, intimate, atmospheric space. I mean, it's really cool, and it's really well done. And when you look at the production and kind of how it just kind of, it really was kind of like a happy accident in every sense of the phrase. It's interesting to kind of see it from that perspective. So it's definitely a very, very important film, and I'm glad it exists. I'm glad that Romero took the chance, and it was really cool to watch it live on here with you all as well. So thank you to everybody that joined us tonight for the live stream. This is an over 2-hour show, first live show back in a few weeks, and it was a blast. So super, super stoked, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But Miguel, final thoughts before we head out of here on this 2-hour Friday night show.
Who was it that talked about possibly watching all the George Romero skits? I'd be interested, to be honest, and hopefully that's something we can take care of before we get into
Oktoberfest stuff.
Yeah, Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like I said, we are definitely going to hit the original trilogy. No, not everything. I don't know about Dawn. Dawn is weird. I'll have to do a little bit more digging. The copyright stuff to Dawn of the Dead is very strange because it is in full on YouTube. Both the extended version and the theatrical version are on YouTube for free. Like that's how I've watched them. But you can't buy a copy of it. I don't know if it's public domain. I don't think it's public domain. I don't think we could do the same thing.
Why
that we
would
just
it not
did with.
be?
I have no idea. But I
it's
don't,
on YouTube.
I don't know.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to double check and see. But either way, we will 100% hit the original Night, Dawn, Day trilogy, and we'll make it to the other three at some point that he did later on in his career. But they don't even hold a candle, in my opinion, to the original trilogy. But guys, listen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been our live watch along of George A. Romero's genre-defining classic, Night of the Living Dead. Thank you so much for joining us. New episodes of our shows premiere every single week now at 8 p.m. Eastern. Listen, Oktoberfest begins on September 29th. Again, in about a week or so, maybe, we'll have a really, really cool announcement for a show that's going to be going down on September 30th, Saturday, September 30th. You are not going to want to miss it. A collab with some really, really awesome content creators that we've been wanting to work with for a long time. And it's going to be a blast of a show. We're really looking forward to what the month of October is going to bring. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at LTM Podcast KY. If you have not joined the Let's Talk Movies Facebook group, please search Let's Talk Movies YouTube channel -- community page on Facebook and hit us up. We'd love to have you. So listen, have an incredible weekend. We will talk to you soon. And we love you. Be good to each other. Peace out, everybody.
Peace
Have a
out.
good one. Bye.